What's going on, everyone? Kevin here with Bullish Bears. In today's video, this is a highly anticipated video a lot of people have been asking me to put together. It's on the weighted index, how I use it, why I use it, and what time frame I use it on. So basically, the weighted index is a handful of stocks. These stocks are top 10 in the ES and NQ, that's the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, so this does apply for futures and for options traders, for those of you who trade SPY or QQQ options. The stocks that we're looking at are Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla, and Google, and it's weighted accordingly. This is something that a mentor taught me years ago, and it's something that I've been using ever since. I use it as a form of extra confirmation, almost like one would use the VIX. VIX usually goes inverse to the market. I like to use the weighted index to gauge how strong or weak the market is, or what direction I should be expecting the market to move in. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to get this chart on your screen. I'm going to be showing you guys how I use it in my day trading and how I chart my zones and levels with it as well. So let's get into it. So the first thing I want to mention before we even start to chart this chart is that I don't like to use it on extended trading hours. I only like to use the weighted index on regular trading hours, and the reason for that is because there are no true market participants after hours. So every move that goes on after hours, not of my concern. There's no real volume pushing that move. So we'll come down to the bottom right, hit the extended trading hours, and go to sessions and regular trading hours. Now you will see that more gaps will form, but that's okay. That happens in the stock market, and we are looking at a weighted index, so that's going to happen. So just like any other chart, I would start on some higher time frames and I would work my way down. I'd maybe get a feel for what the daily was doing and mark out some levels on the daily. I see a strong level right here. That is a sell side liquidity. And I'm going to mark the weighted index just like I would NASDAQ or ES, because there is going to be liquidity at certain points. There's going to be certain areas of interest, and we're going to see areas of support and resistance on the weighted index that we might not see on NASDAQ or ES that will help support a bullish or bearish bias, using this as a form of confirmation. So I would mark out some sell side liquidity on the daily, just mark those out. And as you see, this sell side liquidity right here from December 4th worked out really well for a reversal on January 5th. So we reversed at that point, and we saw that reversal coming at the weighted index after it swept those lows and failed and reversed back higher. So I saw the sell side liquidity here, some sell side liquidity here. And again, I'm just going to be marking out whatever zones I know are strong. So again, this was a buy side liquidity right here. We wicked it and reversed back lower. So it's looking like bears have a stronger hold on the market at the moment. Although if we do look year to date, we are still bullish. Market is still strong. So let's see how the market continues from here. We'll go down to some lower time frames. Now, because I have the extended hours off, I'm probably going to go start with the 2 hour instead of the 4 hour, because the 4 hour will only give us about a candle and a half, because we'll get the candle starting at 9:30, then another candle starting at 1:30, but then remember the market closes at 4, so that's only going to be about 2.5 hours. So we'll start with the 2 hour time frame, sort of make our way down, find our areas of interest where there was support, and now we see resistance and resistance. And again, this is just like I would chart something like ES. It's just like I would chart something like Apple, Microsoft. Any type of chart that you're looking at, as long as there's strong volume, like it's a large cap stock or an ETF or a futures index, you're going to be able to find support and resistance levels. You just really have to zoom out on the chart to find those strong areas of interest. Because while others take out breaks or take breakout trades, we're looking for that area to hold as a support or resistance. So now let's get into the time frames and how I use it intraday. Now, as for how I use the weighted index when I'm day trading, I have a few monitors in front of me. In my main monitor, I have the ES, the NASDAQ, the VIX, and the weighted index. These are the four that I use to really help gauge if I should be entering at a supply or a demand zone, if I should be looking for some type of liquidity sweep, or if I'm looking to see if there's going to be continuation or strength in the market. So I will normally use the weighted index when trading the NASDAQ. The reason for that is because the NASDAQ is the tech index, and these stocks are all mainly tech. They have a larger influence on the NASDAQ than they would ES. Does it help with gauging trend? Yes, absolutely. But I have found more success when using it with the NASDAQ. So something I might look for might be something like a divergence. A lot of you might know of SMT, that's smart money trading divergence. Those are usually brought based on ES and NQ divergences. However, when you're using the weighted index, you might even see divergence with that as well. So we see the weighted index pushed higher right here, while the NASDAQ created a lower high. So we had some SMT, some smart money divergence against the weighted index to NASDAQ. What happened from there, we also had this key level on NASDAQ. We also had this key area on the weighted index. We got our strong pullback to the VWAP on NASDAQ, pulled back to the area of interest on the weighted index to see some continuation back lower. So again, it's not a pure science. There will never be an indicator or a study or a chart that will give you the perfect buy and sell indicators. However, this weighted index is a huge help for finding trend, for finding relative strength and weakness, and for understanding market structure. It's also helpful if the weighted index is chopping around to know, okay, well, I don't want to be touching the market right now because it looks like the weighted index is failing too. Or we see the weighted index here at this area of interest. I see VWAP on the NASDAQ. We are above it. We're creating all these higher lows. We're in a bull trend right now. That was bullish divergence on the NASDAQ. And what do we get the rest of the day? We got a nice, consistent push higher. So that's how I use it. I'm going to leave how to clip it and add it to your chart right here. I'm going to copy it and I am going to paste it right here for you guys. As you see though, the extended trading hours are on for when I'm day trading. That's because the chart gets too squished when you have regular trading hours on one chart and extended trading hours on another chart. So basically you're going to go into this, you're going to copy and paste that into the chart, the symbol search up here. You do not need the NASDAQ. You do not need that in there. You just need the 7.25 star Apple plus and then the rest. Alright guys, I hope this video helped. I hope you guys use this in your trading. It's definitely a fantastic way. It's a fantastic thing to use. You could chart it, you could find support and resistance on it, and again, that helps with confluence and the confirmation that we're looking when we're taking trades on the NASDAQ. Alright, take care everyone and happy trading.